Welcome to USA Facts. Today, we're tackling a hot topic, the 10 hard truths about small business government grants. Every single day, millions of Americans type the exact same phrase into Google: free government money to start a business. You've seen the flashy headlines, the self-proclaimed gurus standing in front of rented sports cars telling you the government wants to pay you to be your own boss. Audio/sound effect cash register cha-ching followed immediately by a record scratch. But is it actually true? Or is it one of the most persistent, expensive myths on the internet? Welcome back to USA Facts. Today, we are stripping away the rumors, the scams, and the hype. We are here to provide you with the real numbers, the real websites, and absolutely zero diving into the 10 hard truths about government grants. And we are going to show you who, honestly and factually, is actually getting paid to start a business in America. If you want the real information, you're in the right place. Let's get into truth number 1. Truth number 1. There is absolutely no such thing as a blank check. When people hear grant, they immediately think lottery. Grants are not a blank check or a simple lottery win. While the money may seem attractive at first glance, the process is far from easy. Yes, it is true that unlike a standard SBA loan, you don't have to pay a grant back. That is the key distinction. However, the administrative burden associated with grants is heavy. This is where the free money starts costing you. But that money comes with strings, massive, bureaucratic, steel cable strings. When you take federal money, you are entering a legally binding contract. This isn't a casual agreement. Let's talk about the time commitment required for this, quote, free money. You will spend dozens of hours just registering to apply before you even write the proposal. If you win, you'll spend hundreds of hours tracking and reporting how every single cent was spent. Compliance is rigorous. What happens if you mismanage those funds? The consequences are severe. Mismanage those funds? You aren't just facing a penalty for non-compliance. You could be facing federal fraud charges. This is serious legal exposure. As we discussed in our previous video, the hidden map of free American services nobody uses, the administrative burden is incredibly heavy. It is free money that you pay for with your time, your sweat, and your compliance. Remember, the perceived value of a grant must be balanced against the very real administrative cost. Welcome. If you're a startup looking for non-dilutive funding, you've probably heard about federal grants. But what startups actually qualify? There's a massive myth that we need to debunk right now, the idea that the federal government hands out cash for general startup expenses. Here's the reality check that bursts a lot of bubbles. The federal government rarely, if ever, gives grants for general startup costs. Are you looking to open a general commercial for-profit business aimed at consumers? The government is not your funding source. Are you opening a bakery, a landscaping company, or a drop-shipping business? These are fantastic ventures, but they fall outside the grant criteria. Do you need money for rent, equipment, or inventory? The federal government is not going to fund these typical operating expenses. So if not federal grants, where should these general consumer-focused businesses look for funding? Commercial, for-profit businesses are generally expected to secure traditional financing, often through bank loans or other debt instruments. Alternatively, many startups seek investor capital from angel investors or venture capitalists who take a stake in the business in exchange for funding. Federal grant money is almost exclusively reserved for a very specific type of activity. Let's look at what they actually prioritize. One major focus is high-impact research, particularly in fields like science, medicine, and engineering, which can lead to significant breakthroughs. Federal funds often support cutting-edge technology development, such as advanced robotics, sustainable energy solutions, or specialized defense technologies. Grants are heavily mission-driven, targeting projects that solve a specific national problem, such as infrastructure challenges, public health crises, or environmental concerns. The key takeaway is this: they don't fund your dream, they fund solutions to their problems. Your business must align with a federal agency's specific mission. If your startup isn't focused on deep R&D or critical national problems, focus on loans, investors, or state and local programs instead. Welcome to the third truth about government funding. It's all about the mission. Understanding this core principle is crucial for anyone seeking federal grants or contracts. The government does not fund your business to help you make a profit. Their goal is entirely different. They fund you to fulfill a congressional mandate, a specific goal or objective set by Congress to solve national problems. For instance, if you are developing a new type of green energy battery, The Department of Energy might provide funding because it aligns with their energy security mission. If you're creating a new medical device, the National Institutes of Health has programs like the SBIR, the Small Business Innovation Research Program, to advance public health. Your business must address a genuine, current need that the government is actively prioritizing. This requires you to identify the problems the government is currently trying to solve and how your solution fits in. Think about areas like rural healthcare shortages, national defense technologies, or advancements in agricultural tech. If your business doesn't align with a problem the government is actively trying to solve, the answer is going to be a firm no, regardless of how innovative your product is. So how do you successfully frame your business for government funding? You have to frame your business as a vital tool that the government can use to fix America's problems and fulfill its core mandates. Truth number 4. State and local governments are where the real action is for small business funding. The federal government often gives massive, quote, block grants directly to states. This is the first stop for most of that money. The states, in turn, pass that money down to local economic development offices, city departments, or specialized nonprofits. These are what we call pass-through grants. The money originates federally, but the rules, application process, and distribution happen locally. While the dollar amounts are smaller, these local pools of money are significantly easier to get than trying to tackle the federal application process. Your city might have a downtown revitalization grant, specifically structured to help you buy a storefront or cover leasehold improvements. On the state level, you might find a micro-enterprise grant designed for buying new equipment, inventory, or specialized training. The advantage here is that you're competing against far fewer applicants, and the funds are tailored to the local economy. These local pools of money are smaller, maybe $5,000 to $20,000, but that amount can be transformative for a Main Street business. These grants are specifically designed for everyday Main Street entrepreneurs, making them your most realistic path to grant funding. Welcome to an important truth about government contracts. We're discussing a strategic edge many overlook: targeted demographics. So who actually gets paid when it comes to government contracts? The answer lies in targeted economic stimulation. The government actively prioritizes, quote, underserved or targeted demographics to stimulate specific sectors of the economy and level the playing field. If you belong to certain groups or locate your business strategically, doors will open drastically faster for you in the contracting process. For instance, if you are a veteran or a woman-owned or minority-owned business, there are specific advantages tailored just for you. Federal and state set-asides specifically benefit women-owned businesses, designed to ensure they receive a fair share of contract opportunities. Similarly, minority-owned businesses are actively sought out through targeted programs, providing a significant strategic advantage in securing contracts. Beyond your identity, where you choose to set up shop can be one of your biggest strategic advantages, especially in designated areas. If you agree to open your business in a designated low-income area, known as a hub zone, doors will open even faster for you due to government incentives. Agencies like the USDA even have massive grant programs specifically to encourage businesses to open in rural towns with populations under 50,000, promoting rural development. These federal and state set-asides are intentionally designed to level the playing field and support specific communities. Understanding these programs is crucial. They are your opportunity to bypass some of the typical barriers in government contracting. Remember, where you are and who you are can be your biggest strategic advantage when pursuing government contracts. Utilize this knowledge to your benefit. Welcome to truth number 6 in our series on business grants. You usually need your own money first. This truth might sting for many entrepreneurs, but it's a crucial reality of the grant landscape. A massive percentage of government grants are what we call matching grants. This means if the government awards you $50,000, you have to prove you already have $50,000 of your own capital or investor capital ready to deploy. So why does the government require these matching funds? Simply put, the government wants to see that you have skin in the game. They want to partner with businesses that already demonstrate commitment. They don't want to be the sole risk taker in your venture. They aim to reduce their liability by ensuring others are invested too. They want to partner with businesses that already have momentum and a proven ability to raise or contribute capital. If you are starting from literal zero, a matching grant will likely be out of reach until you build some initial capital or secure investor funding. The key takeaway: Focus on bootstrapping, securing private investment, or earning that initial capital first before applying for matching grants. Welcome to truth number 7, a critical warning about one of the most common scams targeting entrepreneurs and small business owners. We are diving into the quote for individuals scam. Listen to me very closely. This could save you time and money. This is a serious warning about paying for government grant information. You need to know the facts to protect yourself. If a website, an influencer, or an agency asks you to pay them a fee to access a secret list of government grants, run. It is a scam. These entities are trying to profit from information that should be available to you for free. Any organization promising a secret, exclusive list in exchange for money is fraudulent. Do not pay them. Real government information is always, 100% of the time, free. Your tax dollars have already paid for public access. You can search every single federal grant in existence right now at grants.gov, period. This is the official source. Furthermore, the government does not give business grants to individuals for personal use. They are strictly for business purposes. To qualify for business grants, you have to be a registered legal entity, like an LLC or a corporation. This also requires you to have a federal tax ID or EIN, which is how the government recognizes your business. Don't pay for information that your tax dollars have already made public. Always go to the official, free government sources. Welcome to a crucial lesson in grant funding reality. The timeline is brutal. If you're relying on grants for emergency cash, you need to listen up. This is truth number 8. The timeline is brutal. Grants are not a quick fix for your financial needs. Need money for rent next month? Forget about grants. They simply aren't designed to solve immediate cash flow problems. The harsh reality is that the timeline is brutal. The entire process takes significantly longer than most people realize. The grant process is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You need endurance and forward planning to succeed. The process starts when the government announces a grant, issuing what's called a Notice of Funding Opportunity, or NOFO. From that NOFO announcement, you usually have only 30 to 60 days to write and submit a massive, detailed application. Once submitted, the waiting game begins. You'll be waiting for the government to review your application and announce the awardees. The government review period typically takes 3 to 6 months. That's a huge chunk of time just waiting for a decision. Even if you win, it can take another 2 to 3 months to finalize paperwork and actually see a single dollar hit your bank account. So when you add up all these phases, what is the total timeline you should realistically be planning for? Start to finish, you are looking at a 6 to 18-month cycle, depending on the complexity and speed of the specific grant program. This extended timeline completely changes how you should view grant funding. Grants are for long-term strategic growth, capacity building, and future projects, not for emergency cash flow or operational expenses next week. Truth number 9. A federal grant application isn't just a simple web form. It is a highly technical, intensive process. These applications are often a 50-page technical proposal that can read like a master's thesis. The level of detail and specific language required is immense. This complexity explains why big corporations have such a high success rate. They have the budget to hire professional grant writers. These writers are experts who speak the government's highly specific language, ensuring the application meets every technical requirement. This budget advantage gives big companies a major, often insurmountable, lead in winning federal grants. But what about the little guy? What about your small business? Don't worry, there's a powerful resource designed just for you. If you can't afford a professional writer, navigating this 50-page technical maze can feel impossible. Your secret weapon is your local Small Business Administration, or SBA office. The SBA provides invaluable government-funded counseling and resources completely free of charge. Specifically, look for your local SBDC or Small Business Development Center and SCORE chapters. These organizations offer free, expert guidance to help level the playing field against larger companies. While they won't write the grant for you, they will guide you through the entire maze, answering questions and clarifying technical terms. They can help you register in the crucial sam.gov database and even review your proposals before submission, increasing your chances of success, all for free. Welcome to the final truth about securing federal funding. And the final truth? For many federal programs, the success rate is incredibly low. Often, these competitive grants boast a success rate of less than 10%. Picture this. 1,000 applications go in, and maybe only 10 come out the bottom. But do not let that discourage you. This is a critical mindset shift. That 10% isn't a lottery. It's a filter designed to ensure quality. It filters out the people who watched a 30-second TikTok and thought they could get rich quick. Crucially, it rewards the dedicated, the strategic, and the patient. Don't chase the big pot of federal gold if it doesn't align perfectly with your organization's mission and capabilities. Instead, focus locally. Focus on your state. These programs are often less competitive and highly relevant. Also, focus on your specific demographic advantages. Many programs prioritize specific underserved communities or populations. Play the funding game smartly, understand the rules, and target where your chances are highest. If you follow these truths, you absolutely can get funded. So who actually gets paid to start a business? The ones who do the homework. Success in securing funding is directly related to preparation. The ones who treat the application process like a job itself are the ones who succeed. Now, let's talk about how you can support USA Facts. If you found this reality check helpful and you're tired of the mainstream media and internet gurus skipping over the facts, we need your support. Make sure you like this video right now to show your appreciation. Share it with a fellow entrepreneur who needs this reality check. And most importantly, join our community for more hard truths. Subscribe to USA Facts right now. Don't miss out on vital information. We bring you the hard truths every single week, separating fact from fiction. Want to know what else you might be missing out on? Click the video right here to check out our previous deep dive. That video is 10 things the US government gives you for free. Thanks for watching USA Facts. Keep building, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next one.